What's up, everybody? It's Sean and Speak Easy. I'm your host, LQ.
And it's Big Chill, aka Lanny, you know what it is.
It's Mura. What's up, y'all?
Today, we get together just to simply ask the question, America, are you okay? Because
Fuck
there's so
no.
much. We already know that, but it's so much stuff going on that we want to tackle, and everything that's happened in like the past, well, honestly, this whole year has felt like it's been 10 years wrapped into one. And for those that aren't informed, we want to inform you. For those that need a break from hearing all bad news, there's going to be some jokes in between, but this might not necessarily be the episode for you. But just to air out grievances and also inform people on everything that is going down, we want to properly use our platform to not only inform but also entertain at the same time. So, the one of the things that's going on is as far as everyone pretty much losing their jobs and losing their resources, the people that are rich are basically gambling their lives away. And we're gonna have Landon, well, Big Chill, go into it because you know I don't really get much time to watch sports these days, but I do know people are going to jail behind it. And also, we know, for me to summarize it, I'm just gonna tell y'all, when it comes to gambling, I was right. I was right the whole time. So, Chill, lead us into this one. What info you got for us?
Yeah, so like, in regards to the gambling aspect, I always tell people, because I'm a gambler myself, but when it comes to the gambling world, I always tell people, if you do not have the bankroll to basically withstand losses, don't ever get into this shit. Whether that's sports betting, poker, blackjack, all that other stuff, roulette, anything. If you do not have the bankroll, do not be spending your last $5 to $10 on this shit. This is not a get quick, good. Well, what's the phrase? Get
The
rich
get
quick.
rich quick scheme?
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Like the fact that some people still think that, and the fact that we have sports networks like ESPN and FS1 constantly promoting it, which used to be taboo back in the day. If it was like 10 years ago, this would be taboo. NBA promoting DraftKings and FanDuel and NFL saying, "Oh, this is the official sponsor of the NFL." Like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, these are already multi-billion-dollar companies. Are you that desperate to blur the lines, which allows something like this to happen? The fact that you have multiple players in the NBA basically getting found out for betting on their own unders, or at least relaying information to like their family and friends. Oh yeah, go ahead and bet my under. I'm gonna magically take myself out and pretend to fake an injury, or I'm just gonna turn the ball over, even though it looks very fake. Because Terry Rozier, like, I don't care what nobody say, your ass need to go to jail. All the clips that I saw, especially that one game, you threw a pass to nobody, bro. Like, if you're gonna gamble on yourself, at least don't make it as obvious as that nigga did. And then Jonte Porter, even before him, you made it way too obvious. Why the fuck would someone be betting on Jonte Porter on anything? He doesn't get
That's
enough
very
minutes. He's not even a role player. He's a very bottom of the bench player. So as soon as I see that, come across my sports book, I'm like, hey, wait, whoa, wait a minute. Why the hell are they betting that? Like, I would immediately, like, that don't make any sense to me. These are, and the fact that he has a multi-million-dollar brother and Michael Porter Jr., if you were that desperate, bro, I'm pretty sure your brother would have gave you a couple million.
Even then, if you just actually put in the work to be a good athlete,
I agree with that, too.
I'll be real, bro. Average house price in America is $400K. If you aren't satisfied with $2 million, you can kick rocks. Get out of here, bro.
Yeah.
Get out of here, bro. Ooh.
But the fact that they have these bylaws and stuff as soon as you become an NBA player, and that's one of the main topics, and you still say, fuck it, I'm going to take that risk. That's just that's just fucking stupidity. Like, trust me, if I were to play in the NBA tomorrow, y'all won't hear me gamble ever again. Trust me. Like, I'm not finna jeopardize that type of income and something that I thoroughly enjoyed, basketball. Like, that's just stupid. And then on top of that, the others, Damon Jones, He also was relaying information about, LeBron when he was back in Cleveland and telling family and friends, "Oh, he's not going to play today." Way before the news came out, before the game started, so they had that heavy advantage to bet on the Bucks to win. That type of stuff I don't fuck with, man, because obviously I want everybody to beat the Bucks. The Bucks make too much money, but if you're doing it unethically, I don't like that shit, man. Like,
Yeah.
because it don't make any sense. Like we already have a disadvantage in regards to like the gambling aspect and stuff, and the fact that you're going about it that way, and knowing that you will get caught, which they all got caught. It's not worth the risk. And then the fact that Chauncey dipped his toes in both, like, why the fuck are you a head coach in the NBA, a Hall of Famer, and you're over here doing some weird substitutions and telling people, "Oh, well, I'm gonna sit out my starters this particular game, so make sure to bet against us." Nigga, you should never coach again.
Yeah, ever. And I don't see, like, I'm still trying to wrap my head around how are your salaries not enough?
Exactly.
And I mean, and I could ask that of, anyone that's even in my range of making money, right? Like, of course, the person that doesn't have always questions the ones that do.
Mm-hmm.
But what confuses me is that the money that they're earning from gambling is like pennies to them for the most part.
Like that.
They may win a couple $1,000s, which for me, that's like me jeopardizing my salary to win 100. I would never do that.
I wish I would.
I spend $100 going out to eat with me and my wife. That doesn't make any. Me getting a meal out of that, like a single meal, just doesn't make any sense. So I just keep looking for an answer and to try to understand. One, you're also taking money. Like, yes, are you taking money out away from the books? Yes, f them. We don't like them.
Absolutely.
But the crazy thing is that I think about is you're also taking money from the small time gambler. The person that is on stake or is playing prize picks, which fuck both of those. I hate prize picks. I hate all their advertisements.
It is all over the fucking place, and it's like I said, someone who gambles, it's all over the place.
It is.
And I don't like that.
I report every gambling ad I see. I don't understand why people are so accepting of gambling being mainstream. Because to me, it's just like it's like selling dope mainstream. Like, it's like getting commercials to go out and get needles and inject yourself or like inject your kids. That's how serious it is to me, because I understand the downward slope. Now, can somebody else say, "Oh, I've smoked weed," or I have laced weed. I've done coke before. It's like, yeah, you see plenty of people that do that, but you never see them go out their way to do it legally. Like, there is no legality behind doing cocaine. But even then, like, it's not extremely tangible to children. And prize picks, especially stake, is very targeted towards teenage men or teenage boys who are going into their later years becoming men.
The same way that we have underage drinking and stuff like that when you go to college, freshman year. Prize picks is the same way, and I have prize picks, but they have to have a better way of being able to, identify who's old enough to actually bet and who's not. In their process, someone can be 17 or something like that, and they can use somebody's social security number or any other type of way to get around that, and they don't double check anything. Like, cool, bet, you're good.
And then the way that it's being sold to them, it's like there's meme pages on Instagram, in Facebook, in TikTok, and all of it is sponsored by Stake. There's streamers that are actively promoting Stake. There's
the whole website of Kick is a giant gambling ad.
Kick is a whole
basically
gambling
funded
ad.
by it.
So it just makes me so angry that there's barely a chance for these young adults to have a space where they can even learn about money before betting lines, before going, learning the over and under for sports betting. I honestly still don't understand some of the gambling terminology and how gambling works in some regards. I've only gone to casinos. I don't get on the apps and gamble because once again, I'm really against it. So
As
seeing
someone who got a
some
lot of apps, trust me, I can tell you all the lingo and stuff like that. But like I said earlier, in regards to like influencing people to gamble, I don't try to do it.
yeah, and that's
I
just
know I do it though.
I can't get with it. I don't understand the people that try it. It's not to me. It's never worth it unless you truly know what you're doing.
I think I agree with you, but I think there's 3 points in the past 5 to 10 years you could say that led to this, and you can kind of see why. One of them was skin gambling and Counter Strike and video game gambling.
Oh yeah,
CS:GO skins. Then the next would be Wall Street bets and the GameStop. Because calls and options are essentially just gambling on the stock market.
that's true.
And the third one was the one you mentioned, which would be Kick, the advertising, the meme pages, TikTok, and it's kind of seen as like, oh, this is normal because it's everywhere. There's no like warning, like cigarettes cause cancer or something. Like they always say that at the end of it. There's none of that for gambling. And I think those 3 points.
Or you always got that fine print at the bottom when nobody reads it.
Yeah, like those 3 things. Like I don't know, like the GameStop thing was huge across the whole country. Wall Street Press became big. Counter Strike skins, you could do that as a 12-year-old, and then Twitch and gaming, or not Twitch, but Kick gaming, TikTok, all the social media. I mean, there are kids who get on like social media at like 8 now. That seems crazy to us. They aren't kids,
Very very crazy to me.
but I see a lot of parents and a lot of kids who have social media accounts at 7 or 8 years old.
Yeah, because
No
they're letting
parental.
social media raise their kids and allow them to do all their doom scrolling.
That's
And there's no parental controls, none of that. It's just, which is kind of accepted by society as a good thing or an okay thing.
Yeah,
And even if it is parental control, they still find a way to get around it.
Yeah, it's not always a guarantee. So I think gambling it's
very toxic.
insidiously, yeah, it's in there. It's made its way in.
Yeah, because like like I said, even though that I do it, I know that the ramifications of someone who can get addicted to it is just as bad as getting a drink, getting addicted to drinking or smoking or whatever your vice may be. It is a vice, and that's why I tell people all the time. When it comes to people trying to pretend like they're perfect, oh well, I don't do this or I don't do that, but I do that. Like it's always just all about moderation. That's why I tell people all the time: gambling, moderation; drinking, moderation; smoking, moderation. And I was about to say one more thing, but I'm not gonna say that one. But yeah, it's just all about being careful. But the fact that you can drive down the highway and you'll see like 3 to 5 different billboards of gambling, that shit is crazy to me. Like I said, when we were just in college, like 10 years ago, so you can drive down, 35 or something like that. You will never see that. And now you see it everywhere. You see it when you go to games. You see the advertising. When you don't even want to watch it, it pops up. Whether it's an ad on social media or it's a commercial on TV, you see it everywhere.
So funny you mentioned 10 years ago, because something to note, the internet has changed gambling as well, because Prize Picks was founded in 2015.
No,
Yep.
well, look at
DraftKings was 2012. This was just something that people just couldn't gamble like people do today back then.
that. Oh, couldn't.
You would have to either go to a gambling hall, go into a casino. You gotta put in like legwork, dude. That is easy.
Or find like a bookie or an offshore account or something like that. Like it had to be something under the table. Now
And it's a lot of work,
It
to
is.
be honest.
It is. But now people can literally cut on their phone. Oh, download this app, couple of dollars here and there, and before you know it, you're thousands of dollars in debt.
Yep.
Same with yeah. The
And
Wall Street bet thing was like that. GameStop was like, oh, how many people? I think AMC is now owned by more people than corporate shareholders, which is we were just like, yeah, I just download that, throw some money at something.
Yep, Robinhood. I mean, shoot, you can get on that real quick and just buy as much as you want.
And honestly, stocks is just gambling, but
oh, it is just like
legally,
all the cryptocurrency, like when it was all the buzz about Bitcoin and that dude. I keep seeing that video. That
fucking
dude.
Dogecoin too. Oh
yeah.
God.
oh yeah.
That's essentially gambling.
Yeah. So like
Gambling was
like,
more of a straightforward scam.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I was about to say it's at least like with gambling, I'll say it is more straightforward. But it's like even for stuff like Wall Street bets, it was like it was a cultish grift that got right a few times. Like that's because everything other than that, you see nothing but people talking about how much money they lost and how angry they are.
It was like, originally meant to do that, yeah.
Yeah, so it was like you see 75% of the posts is just people complaining about going broke, and then the GameStop situation happened, and then it was like now everyone's getting expert advice on when the hole, diamond hole, blah blah blah. And then when those people didn't get any money because they held way too long, it went right back to being what it always was.
Yeah,
or them rug pulls. People. They had too many rug pulls too.
Yeah, and there's so many rug pulls. Like it is the wealth disparity.
Cryptocurrency.
Oh yeah, and the wealth disparity is constantly growing because of it. And now that you see that the biggest employers in the entire country, Walmart, what's the other two? Walmart, Amazon, and I can't remember the last one, which is fine. I think it's Target or McDonald's. No, it's McDonald's. All three of those have they employ the most people in the country, while also having the most people in the country be on government assistance. And it's like it doesn't make any sense. And then on top of that, those people are now losing their benefits literally can't even enjoy Halloween because the day after Halloween they lose all their benefits.
That's crazy.
And we have people, especially on social media, throwing these losses in their face, like literally kicking people while they're down. And there was a TikTok I saw, which I've never wanted to punch my phone so bad.
Oh, you talking about that lady that was eating that raggedy ass burnt toast?
See, I expected she had what was coming to her. I wasn't even mad. Did it irritate me? Yes, but a lot of people got on her ass. Very few people agreed with her. I let that one go. There was a black woman, she's gorgeous by the way, who was talking about, I know my black people, my designer buying, my $2,000 prom black people aren't complaining about losing SNAP benefits. And I was like, you don't understand anything within the context of life. I hate that people think, first of all, I have this conversation with my family probably every couple months. You trying to take dollars out of poor people's hands doesn't make you rich. It will never, you blocking their assistance will never make you rich, ever. You're complaining about taking these pennies that they are getting isn't going to make you broke. There's the people that limit your access and their access together is what made you poor, is what's taking money out of your wallet. The amount of money it takes to give someone Medicaid for a year, I think from every working U.S. citizen is like $36 an entire year to take care of people that are on Medicaid. That's not. If someone asked me to give $36 a year to take care of my grandmother for all of her medical expenses, even let's lower it for her and my dad together, because my dad's on dialysis. My dad needs all the medical help he can get. If it was $36 a year, instantly, let me pay out for 5 years up front.
Wouldn't even blink twice.
Exactly. So
it's so little money.
It's so little, And then it's like you want people, you want kids to get Medicaid, but then whenever their parents need to get free lunch because they're trying to go to work and have insurance benefits just so they can qualify for certain things like Medicaid, so they can make the minimum, so they can make the maximum that you can make, which is still below the poverty line. You have people like this woman complaining about you going to get Oreos for a snack. So I guess poor people don't deserve to have nice things. It's not their, it's not exclusively their fault that they're in the situation that they are in.
Not
Some
only
people,
that, one of
yeah,
my biggest issues is people always assume that people who are on benefits are lazy. And
yes,
and the fact that we haven't had an increase in minimum wage in this country for decades, we haven't had any increase. So even if someone has a job, and it could be a minimum wage job, and then they have to pay for a car, house, kids, food, all that. So the fact that they could even get a small break from something like SNAP, I, I'm just tired of people always trying to pick out the very small percentage of people who actually do take advantage of the system. More often than not, people are not taking advantage of advantage of the
exactly.
system, and the fact that people can get on any social media and just talk like they know everything, that irks me, because social media has given everybody a microphone to just say ignorant shit, and it's a lot of people like her that say a lot of ignorant stuff. And guess what? She's one of the ones that actually needed SNAP, and she don't even get to see her kids and stuff like that. Like that's a microcosm of how many people get online. Oh well, couldn't be me. I can afford my rent. I can afford my car. And as soon as you cut off that phone, guess what? You under a bridge.
Exactly. And the crazy,
I,
oh, go ahead, man.
I just want. I want to. This is a slight side topic, so I'll let you go first. But it is about honestly social media more so than Snap. So go ahead. I'll come. I'll go after you.
Oh, okay. All good. I was just gonna add on that the people that think that these people are lazy, the people that think that people that are homeless aren't trying their best. There's an overwhelming amount of evidence that shows that there is upwards of 45% of people who are homeless have full time jobs, not just working, have full time jobs. As someone who was in a house fire and didn't have anywhere to go for a quick minute and had to live with other family members, my mom had a full time job. She was actually paying off the mortgage on that house that we were in for my mother. I mean, for my grandmother. And when we lost that, it was like the investment was lost. Everything that that was there was burned to the ground. All the things that we possessed was burned to the ground. So we had to start over. And starting over is not easy. Even if you get an advance on the payment, I've made more money in my career in the past 3 to 4 years than my mom has ever made in her career for like a single year. So my salary is like capped out 20 to 30 grand more than what she's made a year at max. And to see that people are, my mama did pretty well still. Like I'm doing very well for myself. But to see people try to shit on other people that have no idea of their hardships, but then when you scrolling on the timeline, you always want to stop on these videos that have some type of drama or sob story, and you always want to pour your heart out to them. But then as soon as that context isn't in your face and available for you to see, you want to shit on these people? It doesn't make any sense. People that are poor deserve to enjoy life. They deserve to be able to have snacks. The kids deserve to be able to have lunch at school and it not have to come out of anyone's pocket. Free lunch should not be a privilege. It should be a right.
Yep.
Anybody that disagrees with that, you're the problem. And
Healthcare
it doesn't
too.
even take much to fund that, which is the wildest part. These things, like I wish people understood that the basic necessities of life, if it wasn't for the greed of capitalism, do not take a lot of money to give to people that are just basic necessities. And that makes me so mad. But I don't want to sit on that topic forever. So Mura, please
Oh wow. To bring it back to that time, just fuck with you,
No,
but
that's
no,
fine.
it's adjacent. You know, it does go into the idea of people commenting on things. And essentially, long story short, China just passed a law, I believe. I may have to verify this, but I think they passed it. I'm gonna verify it right now. But even if it is not in place yet, or if they're voting on it or figuring it out, um, the idea was that influencers have to have a degree on the topic that they're discussing to post online. And it's pretty divisive as a law. When I first heard it, I said, thank God. Because people who said that the amount of tariff misinformation, the amount of cost of Medicaid information was absurd. Or
Hmm.
anything involving societal welfare, not for companies. Because when it's for companies, we'll bend over backwards and take it up the ass, quite literally.
Yeah.
Uh, Bail them all out. But someone was saying that we don't want that anymore. But then some of the opinions were that, well, if you do that, then you limit. And this is China, so they don't give a shit about free speech. But it was like they did it so they would limit people's ability to talk about certain subjects that they may not want to talk about. But then the flip side is you don't have a bunch of misinformation, maybe, possibly. Yeah, it's a slippery slope. So I don't know what y'all think about that. And I'm gonna verify it as well.
I do think there has to be some type of regulation when it comes to social media, because like there's just too many people that get on there and just say whatever they want, and like people don't even fact check anymore. They just be like, oh, well, so and so says so and so, and they just take it as the gospel. And I'm just like,
Hmm.
this shit makes no sense, because you could really damage somebody's reputation, and if you get enough people to believe it, it don't matter. And that's the unfortunate part about it. Social media is, as we go on, has more negative effects than it has positive. I mean, obviously, when it comes to like black-owned businesses and stuff like that, I know they use, TikTok and many other social media to, drive business and stuff. But you can also have the negative effect where someone goes and they lie about your place and, have that negative review or whatever, and it leads to, review bombing and stuff like that. Um, I just hate social media altogether. I mean, I've always hated it from the start. Basically, I know what it was supposed to be used for, business wise and stuff like that. But the fact that it's devolved into what it is now, I need to get rid of that shit altogether. I'm tired of
Yeah.
it.
And that will expand upon the law a little bit, because you mentioned about what it may be intended for. Their law is intending only to be used for discussing health, law, education, or finance. So obviously, music or art, there's no real,
Yeah. It's all
uh,
subjective.
yeah,
Yeah.
but specifically health, law, education, or finance. And that is apparently that's a real thing. I've at least 15 articles that are confirming it. Um,
No, I
it's
believe
apparently it's
that.
going to be enforced on October 25th of this year, so 4 days ago.
That makes sense. They're super strict over there, so I wouldn't put it past them.
The thing that I would consider is more so an approval process. Well, not an approval. Well, maybe like a categorization or approval process. So when you post, like, still let people post whatever they want, but everything starts like without a verified account in a certain field or something like that. It just gets marked as like hashtag opinion post. It can't it can't be moved out of that whatsoever unless that person actually has proof of like certification in that topic. Then it can be under review, and then if that has like sources or stuff like that that's backed by it, or even if it's like, how, and I hate to give Twitter credit for anything, but you know how they have like the community posts or like the community edits.
Yeah, the community
Oh,
note. Yep.
yeah, community notes. There we go, community notes. That lets you know how much I don't be on there. But I
You're
would
not
love
missing
for
much.
every post to have to deal with that type of verification if it's supposed to be fact based. Now, if it's like, if it's hashtag opinion post and somebody adds a community notes for it, you can just say, is this being verified for, review for factual evidence or informative content, no. Delete community note, because who cares? Like if I say Wizard Cats is a 10 out of 10 game and is arguably the top 3 game ever created. If you put a community note on there, you're like, no, dumbass, it's it's Red Dead Redemption. Like, delete. Who cares? It's an opinion post. We know that. But if I say only 2% of people that are addicted to crack cocaine actually die from drug overdose, if I'm not in that field, opinion post. If someone puts a community note and it verifies it, I can either be at risk of getting a strike, or I have to edit the post to like either say that it is an opinion or is deleted. And I know that's not like perfect, because that process would include, creating more jobs, and that's something that this country does not want to fucking do.
Yeah.
But
More AI, more robots.
yeah, the AI would fuck that up completely. But I just like the idea and concept of it. I'm just like, yeah, that would be cool if that was possible.
No, I agree. It would be cool if I think it's so hard to do it that way. That's why they've resorted to. China has always had censorship, but they don't have to worry about freedom of speech. But for them, it's probably just easier to just ban outright.
Yeah.
Versus having to deal with litigation regarding a opinion or a post or comment. It's like, no, you weren't approved free messaging that, so ban. It's like, just that simple. And yeah, it would be nice, but we've had confirmation from our president that there'll be no fact checking needed for the next during his term. So.
Yep, because free speech only, like when it comes to free speech in this country, what we're leaning towards is if you don't agree with me, no free speech. But if you agree, by all means, yeah, you say whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
You're riding my dick? Got it.
Yeah, you might have misinformation is just out of hand, but yeah, no. It's an interesting idea too. I don't know. It's
it just shows you how corrupt things are. I mean, like, obviously things were bad before, this Cheeto got back in office, but the fact that he's increased it so much within such a short time is very mind-boggling to me. And the fact that a lot of people are just going along with it because they're like, oh, well, as long as I'm on his side, he'll protect me or whatever. I'm like, you shouldn't feel that way.
Dumbest people ever too. Yeah, it's impressive how many people vote against their interests. It's impressive. You mentioned Amazon, Walmart, and I believe one other. McDonald's. Another fun statistic. You mentioned 3 companies. There are 3 people. I believe Ellis, the Oracle guy, Elon, and another person. 3 people have about as much wealth in this country as the bottom 60%.
Yeah. It's just disrespectful, man.
It's crazy. That's the wildest inequality statistic I've seen.
And then speaking of Amazon, the fact that Bezos is trying to cut so many jobs and replace it with robots, bro, you have more than enough money, bro. Why the fuck are you trying to take that many jobs away from people who actually need it?
I personally, to play devil's advocate, I have no issue with the automation, AI takeover of every single job if everyone got to reap the rewards.
Yeah, if
That's the last part. Yeah, it's like, oh, America as if you look at this country as not as an individual, let's say you are in the world leader position, or you have the president's powers or something. You have to look at it as a country, and you treated this as like simple, honestly, civilization or any kind of simple video game. You would want everyone to be wanting to do well, automate everything, and just distribute. It's like, sure, doctors may get paid more or something, but those Amazon warehouse workers, they built Amazon up. Amazon can only afford robots because they're slaving there right now. And I feel like...
Damn sure.
Like that's where the disconnect is like kind of coming in. So I don't think we should keep certain jobs like in New Jersey you can't pump your own gas. It's fucking nutty, dude. So I don't understand.
Yeah, that right there.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
That's
So that'd be like people. That'd be like a union starting in New York saying we need to keep horses because the people who raised horses pre-cars were like, "Hey, I don't have a job now because cars exist." And I'm like, "All right, bro. Like,
Exactly.
I can't keep you around. I'm cool with it, but this time I don't really see a way forward. And unlike with the car thing, where everyone was starting to make money, people started getting manufacturing jobs. Many car companies existed. There was like 50 car companies or something that started. One, there's like 5 now, American. 2, you automate these jobs. That money doesn't get distributed. There's not like multiple companies. There's not multiple Amazons. There's only one CEO. He gets all the money. I don't know. It's that's my issue. That's my devil's advocate though, because humanity is always going to probably be progress, 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 progress.
Exactly. Also, we can't forget that just racism heavily impacts all of this. Like literally
Oh yeah,
that Hyundai plant that will never be removed from my mind. That that whole plant got shut, like
yeah.
basically lost millions and millions of dollars because people that came there to help them put all the stuff in place and train them, they called ICE on them, and it's just like, you guys,
yeah.
huge fucking idiots. And it's like, you all do this for your overlords who are already like billionaires without you. They don't need your help. They don't need your snitching.
But it's great. Even in that welfare or socialist cornucopia where we have AI automate everything, people will vote against distributing wealth just because they wouldn't want to see a black person get free money.
Oh my god, yes.
Damn
They-
sure.
And they would be one of the people who would also get free money. And I don't get it. I don't get it. They're like, oh, Hispanics people, black folks getting some free money? Me too? Nah, we can all burn.
I can't let them. I can't dare let them have it. If it's not for me, then it's for no one. And
What are
but also,
these Asians doing in my Hyundai plant?
right? The craziest shit ever. It's like, it wouldn't. One, still don't agree with this, but even as an idiot, it makes more sense if they had their reaction at like a Ford or a Dodge plant. You had it in a Hyundai plant. You expected people, like, that's how brainwashed a lot of Americans are, especially the red hats. Like, you have to be absolutely delusional to say, I am in a plant that is an Asian car company plant, but because I'm in Georgia, like, just because I'm in Georgia, it's in Georgia, right?
Yeah, it's
I'm
in
pretty
Georgia.
sure. Yeah.
Yep.
Just because I'm in Georgia and I don't often see Asian people, they have to be here illegally. That leap in logic is ridiculous. But granted, it's the leap in a lack of a lot of logic, because that is just insane. But
That
when
person
you
don't know
have,
where Asia is on a map, bro.
they absolutely don't. They probably can't name all 50 states without having to look at a map that's already filled out. So I'm not surprised. But it goes to show the lack of intelligence that comes with hatred and racism. And I'm just going to stick with racism, because you can be hateful and you can still be smart, because you can navigate how to manipulate other people to do the hating for you, a la Charlie Kirk or Donald Trump, Elon Musk, anybody that's pretty much on Twitter. Most of the people that are in the tops of Fortune 500 companies, they all are smart enough to get you to hate people below you for them. They don't have to do it. They don't have to risk themselves being an embarrassment. They don't have to risk themselves being labeled. They don't have to risk themselves even for lawsuits for a lot of, for most parts. All they have to do is get the people that think, I am closer to them than I am the bottom. And every time it works, because those people are so fucking dumb. And I try to have good days where I don't think about it so much. And I also am grateful to work at a job that is so anti-Trump. It's crazy. I literally I told somebody about our stream and the podcast. and he was like, "Yo, send it over. I'm interested." He was like, "Unless you're like down there alt right Trump supporting pipelines, then don't send it to me." And I was like, "Oh nah, brother, we are good. We're
far
real
far
good.
from it. Trust me.
Yeah, far from it."
Fuck them.
But I was like, man, I'm glad that there's reasonable and rational people that are, that I can interact with in spaces that I actually can be somewhat comfortable. I can't be fully comfortable because we already know my big thing. Both of you probably know the people that I refuse to drink with after midnight. I also just don't really trust them in general. History, history, and
Makes
personal experiences dive
makes a
into
lot of
that.
sense. Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
very hard to know when you with the right people, especially because when it really gets down to it, like we always tell people we're black first. Everybody else is there's their race first too, and a lot of times them being their race first is largely at the detriment of black people, and that's what makes having that trust very hard. Like I'm so proud of the people that have come around and say, "Wow, Trump is very bad at being a president and is a terrible person, and I don't support any of this." But I'm also like, you dumbass, we told you this years ago. You already had him as president for 4 years, and you still think that it was a good idea, but now you feel bad? And it's like, nah, the sympathy for you is gone. I'm not about to sit here and boohoo for you because you didn't get negatively impacted, but everybody else on the other side did. I'm not about to sit here and try to, I'm not going to sit here and pat you on the back and hold your hand because you did something that fucked it up for everybody. But now you're just like, oh, I don't think I like. He said he was going to end the wars and he didn't. Yeah, he also said that he was going to turn guys into a fucking resort, bro. Like, yes,
Sorry,
people double
thanks.
speak. People fucking lie. They lie. Surprise.
Politicians do that
I
And we do.
believe
on both sides.
a core concept
Exactly.
was what America first. All right, bro. That
Yeah,
Argentinian beef on deck, bro.
exactly. Let me go ahead and throw you some. Do you want the Argentinian beef?
We got
What's
400
the
million, not for our workers, but for you.
exactly?
Shit crazy.
We'll force Brazil to throw in some chimichurri just because, or we'll bomb their drug dealers too because we know that shit's not real.
Oh
At all.
yeah.
This,
I ain't
this
trying
is
to hear
just
it.
this is just an execution in isolation, and it's scary because at a point like this where I have family and I all my relationships are here, all my family is here, shit, all my money here, and then also knowing that we are largely not accepted almost across the world, it is very hard to know what to do next. And for somebody who is used to being active, who is really accustomed to going to protest, even Landon can tell you himself. I've sat there and had arguments with people downtown Denton about the statue with the water
Oh yeah,
fountains
those
on.
stupid ass statue. Yeah.
Yeah, I've had these conversations. I got comped a meal because of that too. The owner really liked what I had to say, but just being able to be that active and then also being who I am, which is like a near 6 foot, 350 pound black man who also doesn't mind throwing his weight around. I am seen as a threat in many situations where I could be productive,
I
but I
am too.
also have a family that needs me, not just wants me, but actually needs me, and more than just for money, but like actual emotional, spiritual support. And it gets really hard that I feel like handcuffed in what I can possibly do because I already know, as somebody who's had what you would say boots on the ground in protests and situations like that, it's very hard to just throw money at a problem and expect it to be fixed. You need people to physically go out there and be willing to punch someone in the fucking face for being racist. You need someone to go that's willing to punch somebody in the fucking face for dressing up as George Zimmerman for Halloween. You need somebody that's willing to kick somebody in the dick for wanting to, for dressing like Casey Anthony when it comes down to, parental rights and the safety of children. People need to fear being on the wrong side of history. And these people don't. So that's one of the things why I wanted to ask the big question of America, are you okay? because there's no way that we should be this complicit, and it's very hard to not be because they got us by the balls with if you don't go to work, you don't get insurance. Those price gouging, you still got to buy groceries, so people are now being price gouged. A lot of people don't have a green thumb, don't know how to farm. Shit, I got bananas that's been here since I moved here. I've maybe picked off 3 bananas off that fucking plant because the weather in Houston keeps killing that shit. It fucking makes me mad. But I've tried so hard just to grow bananas, and it's like if I could do that and grow lettuce, and I love salads, so.
Let us bring the homesteading back. We're all gonna just have farms.
I said, be careful saying bananas because
Oh yeah, oh god, yeah. Luckily we don't have any listeners, and I'm just playing. Luckily we don't have any racist listeners, so we don't have to worry about that. But I just, it's really tough, especially mentally. Like I'm still waiting for my insurance to kick in so I can go back to my therapist. And all I'm limited to is just text messages. And I'm at this point ready to hurt somebody. Well, people keep saying like, "Oh, I wouldn't wish such and such on my worst enemy." I do. Y'all don't hate them enough. Y'all not in the right position to hate the way that I do. When I hate deep, and I hate for a very long time. I will probably never, ever, ever, ever forgive R. Kelly. Don't give a fuck. He can die tomorrow. I piss on his grave. You piss on a child, I piss on your grave.
What about the Saints organization?
Fuck them too.
All right, hold on now. This is over a job.
No. But remember, one of the things that happened directly after I didn't get that job makes them unforgivable. They worked with the Catholic Church of Louisiana to try to cover up sexual assault of minors. I'm not gonna forgive them for that. The marketing team literally tried to do the PR for the Saints. I'm not forgiving that. Fuck them.
That is fair.
Baltimore may sell dope, but you want to know what they don't do? Fuck kids.
And we're just asking for the bare minimum.
Exactly. This is the bare minimum. Keep your hands to people that give you consent and that are old enough to give you consent. It's a very bare minimum for me. That, and don't support racist bigots who want to be fascists. That's really easy. Really easy. And that goes for ICE too. Fuck ICE. Fuck people that support ICE. Hell, honestly, at this point, fuck having ice in my drinks. If that means I got to get us one step away from being closer to ice. And everybody knows I do not like room temperature drinks, but I'll make sacrifices like that. I'm telling you, when I hate deep. And I hate the way that things are going right now because I wish I could make a much bigger impact. But from where I sit and from how, I guess limited of reach my voice is right now, it's like all I can do is do my best to have every platform dedicated to informing, to encouraging, and that's why we're here. I have to do something other than just complain, because I'm definitely going to do that too. But, I have to do something that still gives hope. Y'all will probably see this episode be reposted multiple times.
Hey, I mean, it's a lot of good stuff. I mean, a lot of people, I would be surprised if people don't agree with these, sentiments that we're having today, because a lot of people on multiple, apps that I've seen on social media, like a lot of people are basically fed up. And not just in regards to like the financial aspect, but just in regards to the way that the government is handling things, whether it's in regards to the shutdown or whether it's healthcare or the fact that we got someone who's basically who's the president and is trying to go to war against his own country.
Exactly.
That is fucking stupid and a fucking waste of time. And if anything, we need to, I don't know how, but we as citizens, we have to find a way to like limit the age when it comes to Congress and just the government as a whole. You should not be no 80, 90 years old still running the country. We're telling people to retire at 65 and collect your Social Security and, go to a retirement home, and we got people pushing 90. What are we doing?
Start punching racists in the face, goddammit.
Oh, I agree with that. But what I would do is if I punched him, I have to take off like Jonathan Majors. because I know doggone
Yeah.
well if they get a good look at me, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, we know exactly what that nigga look like.
Exactly.
Because it's not like it's that many people my height and size running around. So
True. But you know, if you let the women of the internet tell it, you like what a few dollars from being the exact man that everybody else is. You're the plus 6 foot man with 6 figures.
yeah, yep. And then everybody get this. That's another thing I hate about social media, man. Like a lot of people get on there and pretend, and they be like, "Oh well, I'm not selling for anything less anymore," and this and that. I'm like, just shut the hell up, man.
Right.
like at the end of the day, man, if you don't even have it in your own bank account, quit trying to put other people down. A lot of people don't even have, let alone 1,000 in the bank account, and that's the fault of just society as a whole. Like there's just so many unnecessary things that I feel like we pay for, but we have no other choice.
That's right. Well, to lighten things up just a little bit, because we probably might go back into the same topic still. But my mom called me today, and I gotta read y'all the exact text message because I missed her call, and she immediately texted me, and she was like, "Hey, I was just calling you to tell you I got to talk to Derek Lewinsky, the one who used to play for the Mavericks." I was like, "What the hell?" So I called my mama back, and I couldn't stop laughing. But I finally got to talk to her, and I was like, I saw your text message. I was like, you got to talk to Dirk Nowitzki? She was like, no, I said Dirk Nowitzki? She was like, yeah, whatever his name is. She was like, but my God, he's like 8 feet tall. I was like, yeah, he's 7 feet tall.
Yeah, he's fucking tall, man.
She was like, that man had a heavy accent, and he was so nice, though. She was like, but we can't take pictures or anything with him at the job. It's a security risk. So she was like, but he was really nice. And my God, he was tall.
and he loves black women.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I think she kind of got a hint of that, too, while she was talking to him. But that shit, I'm not going to lie, that literally made my day. I was like, all right, that's funny. The woman said, Derek Lewinsky. At first, I was like, oh, Monica got a brother?
Say, combining Dirk and Monica is crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was like, okay, whatever. Nah, man. Talking about Dirk. And she was like, she said, is he still playing? I said, girl, what the hell?
He been retired, fam.
That part was probably the funniest thing. Because usually, like, I don't say, my mama is a older black woman, just like older black women be. There's never a chance that I would say something like that in front of her, but I couldn't hold it. That was hilarious. Mama said, is he still playing? I was like, what the hell? No. He retired years ago.
Yeah, because now he on Prime doing their basketball coverage now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's on there with Taylor Rooks and Blake Griffin, Steve Nash, and I think Udonis Haslem.
Oh, my mama actually asked me about Steve Nash. It was funny because she was like, so wait, she was like, if he retired, who's the one that left the Mavericks and went to play for the Lakers? I said, hold up, how do you even know that? You don't even like the Mavericks. She don't honestly like basketball that much. She likes
just showed you how fucking bad that trade was.
How about the Luka trade?
No. She was talking about the one. She said he played with Dirk. I said Steve Nash.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, Steve Nash. Yeah.
She literally was talking about
Phoenix.
Yeah. But he played for the Lakers too.
He did eventually, but he had left Dirk to go to Phoenix.
Yeah. But I was like, oh, that's hilarious. But yeah, she asked about him. And then I think she mentioned something about Luka, but she was like, the other one got an accent too, don't he? And I was like, yes. Because she named the wrong place. My mom was like, she was like, Dirk is from. She was like, is it Romania or Lithuania? I was like, yo, you killing it right now, but those are both wrong.
Yes.
That's from Germany. You got an easier one on this one.
She said
But
close
yeah,
enough.
exactly. But yeah, I just had to bring that up to lighten things up. Which also that means on the good side of things, my mom has a new job, so that's been great.
Oh yeah, that's great. Because especially with the way that the job market is, I know, some people right now that are still going through it. It's been months, and I'm just hoping that they, get some type of breakthrough. Because obviously, you can accept a job, but I mean, who wants to work for $10 an hour, 8 hours? That ain't
Yeah,
gonna cut it
it's not gonna cut it at all. But
Dollars an hour is pretty hard to live off of.
for damn
hella
sure.
hard to live off of. But yeah,
But we got jobs, people.
exactly. But yeah, that was the topic for today. I don't want to drone on. Everybody pretty much knows our feelings at this point. But just to close things out, there's things may seem hopeless right now, but they're only as hopeless as your inaction. In other words, for those that live in Texas, there is an election
Yes.
going on November 4th. Please go vote
Yes.
before
Yes.
they start discounting your vote because they're making gerrymandering very legal, very fast. Um,
Yeah.
for
I'm
those
literally
that
gonna
aren't,
go do it tomorrow for early voting. I'm literally
thank
doing it
God.
tomorrow.
Yeah, for those that really don't know what's going on, ask people. Don't feel bad about asking. Don't let the internet shame you for ignorance. But let
Yep.
them shame you for inaction. Let them shame you for
Because they,
complacency. Ain't that's goddamn right.
cause this is how they sneak stuff, across. Because if you don't have enough turnout, but if a certain group has enough turnout, then they can get stuff
Mm-hmm.
passed. Therefore, when people be like, "Oh, well, that don't affect me at all," or whatever, when it comes to local elections, those are the ones that you need to vote for the most.
Exactly.
Because trust me, those propositions and all that stuff, it can come back to bite you in the ass if you don't actually pay attention to what you're reading.
That's right.
And if you don't know what
Yeah.
you're reading, it's okay to ask questions. Like he just said, ask, get the actual information. Don't just assume, oh, well, I read a couple of those. I don't agree with that. But then at the end, it might say something completely different, and then you're fucked. So just do your due diligence, people, please. Whether in
Please.
regards to voting, or just taking care of your health too, because obviously when it comes to health care, it ain't cheap, and the country will be damned if they give it to you for free. So just make sure that you're taking care of your physical and mental.
Absolutely. Mira, anything on your end?
Nah, I ain't got nothing on my end, but as October's coming to a close, don't forget to try all the limited fucking Halloween edition food. That's what I'm gonna be doing.
I wish I could, but I'm back on my healthy eating. So if I do try it, it's gonna have to wait a month.
Yeah, I just had chicken Caesar. I'm not gonna lie, I've been screwing up on the eating end, but that's because sometimes I forget to eat.
Hey,
My son stole
sometimes
my salad.
Appetite is important.
That shit killed me. I made him his food. I was like, all right, Dad's gonna make a chicken Caesar. I sat down. Can I have some of your salad? Go get your fork. He goes and gets it. This boy sits on my shoulders, reaching over to eat my salad. I was like, I'm gonna Stockholm stun you. Get off me. So he sat there and he ate half the salad. I actually won a bowl of cereal because he ate so much of my salad. I was just like, bro,
Dang.
all I ate today was breakfast. But like I told you, that new watch is accurate. I've probably been cheating myself on steps that last month. And then on top of that, I found the old watch. So, it is what it is. I'll probably wipe the whole thing and give it to Kenzo. But yeah, some things I'm looking forward to. I need to get back in the weight room so I can actually go punch racists in the face because I'm on that type of timing. But
Yeah, I was lifting weights today, like for the first time in like weeks, and yeah, I can definitely feel the the soreness from it. But to add strength training on top of a whole bunch of cardio, yeah, I'm looking forward to how I'm gonna be by the end of the year.
Oh yeah.
But the eating
Also,
part, like I always tell people, it's always the hardest. Like, even if you do eat, I guess, somewhat, bad or whatever, it's just all about how many calories was it. Like, if you worked out and you burn, like, say, for instance, 700, 800 calories or something like that, and you eat something that's like 1,000 calories, but that's the only thing that you ate, and guess what? You're fine.
you in the green, baby. But yeah. Until next time, take care of yourself and one another. Love yourself and love those who love you the most. Sean and Speakeasy. Fuck ice. We out.